We have Booster Bestiary. So let's go ahead and roll the dice, see what pack we get, and see what monster we make. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Zendikar Rising. Alright. Yes, you might notice now I have 2 non-magic packs on there. I got some good reactions to the Legend of the Five Rings pack last week. So, or 2 weeks ago when I last did this. So, yeah. Oh, in other news, as long as I'm opening the pack, Roll for Combat has a show today, on Tuesdays, at 11 a.m. Pacific, hosted by Stephen Glicker and Mark Seifter. So please, go check that out. It was really cool. Today they talked a lot about game design, what it means to be a designer versus a developer, at least as long as Paizo is concerned. They answer questions live on chat, and they show off a bunch of cool spoilers from future Battles of Bestiary products. Alright, so here we have Tazeem Royal Mage. It brings instants and sorceries from the graveyard into your hand. So it can control water, it can get scrolls or magic or access to magic or scrolls from the water. Pretty cool. You can do some stuff with that. Expedition Healer. It is a cleric. I like the idea of trying to figure out what lifelink would be like in a non-evil sense in Pathfinder. Like, I had a discussion with my GM in Starfinder a couple days ago where we discussed the mystic ability to drain life from somebody and throw it to an ally. And it's pretty evil. Like, there's not a lot of really good ways to talk about lifelink other than, like, vampirism or parasitism. So it is difficult to, like, explain why, like, this healer is healing while it damages in a way that just makes him a healer. It works well in a card game. It's great in a card game. I love lifelink in card games. Even the few lifelink cards we get in Yu-Gi-Oh! I adore, but it's something weird about it in PF2. It's hard to put my finger on it unless it's vampirism. Pyroclastic Hellion. Enters the battlefield, you could return a land you control to its hand. When you do, it deals 2 damage to each opponent. Alright, so it roils up the land and damages everybody all at once. It's a Hellion, which is like a giant worm monster. It's like made out of lava. It's like a big elemental, fiery. That's pretty cool. I do enjoy elementals. They're fun to make. I like seeing more elementals. I think they're a really diverse creature type that we don't get enough of. Joraga Visionary. When it enters the battlefield, you draw a card. It's an elf, it's a visionary, it's a wizard. It's kind of boring, but we might get a green spell we could tack onto it to make it more interesting. Alright, here's a vampire. All about whenever your opponent loses life, you gain 1 life. That's the kind of vampirism I prefer. The kind of life gaining that makes more sense when it's tackled to damage that I prefer. I think mono-white lifelink is weird flavor-wise. It's necessary mechanically, I get it, but man, it's so much cooler on vampires than on core channeling positive energy. All right, Rapid Bite. I don't think we want an elf wizard, a rabid elf. Man, now I kind of do though. No, I don't think we want a rabid elf visionary. I mean, you think she would have foreseen that the badger she was playing with was rabid, or however she got rabies. But we do have Rabid Bite in case we get another green creature. Cliff's Haven Kite Sail. That'd be kind of fun. A hang glider. Do they have stats for hang glider? Maybe in Grand Bazaar? I'm going to look up real quick. Is anyone curious? I know they had hang gliders they had 2 different types of hang gliders in Pathfinder 1. They had one that was like a staff that turned into a hang glider, and then they had the actual hang glider. They had 3 different hang gliders in Pathfinder 1. Yes, they also had special hang gliding rules in the Mantis's Prey, Pathfinder Society, Season 3, number 24, I think it was. It was the ending of Season 2 or Season 3. Anyway, they do have gliders in the Game Mastery Guide, so we could attach a glider to a creature if we wanted to. Alright, here we have a Hellhound. It's an elemental dog. I've done fiery elemental dogs. I'm not in the mood. Bubble Snare. It's a bubble that captures people. It's a giant watery bubble that captures people. That would go really well with the Tazeem Royal Mage. Relic Golem. It's a Relic Golem. Yep, it's a golem. It explores ruins and dredges up old relics. Yeah, Soaring Thought Thief. I think this was the first card I ever did with Booster Bestiary once. I think it's like the first or second. So we've already done it. It was fun. It has rules for swinging around on ropes. It essentially has a fly speed, but it has to end its movement climbing or end its movement hanging on a rope. I forget how I did it. Sajiri's Shelter. That is one of these land flippy cards. Target creature gains protection from a color of your choice until end of turn. Well, I didn't like the mono white creature I got, so I'm not going to use it. And that's that. Oh, here we go. A legendary creature. Taberax, Hope's Demise. Alright, a demon cleric. Well, I've ranted about clerics enough today, but let's see what he does. He's flying because he is a demon. He's a low cost, only a 3-drop, so he's a small demon. Oops. Note to everyone watching, demons and devils are kind of flipped in Magic. Like, there are some rampaging demons, but demons in Magic are kind of the deal makers in the setting, whereas devils are the crazy, chaotic evil ones. So think of him more as a devil if you're just used to Pathfinder and not Magic. He has lifelink as long as there are 5 or more 1/1 counters on him. That makes more sense for a demon. They do steal people's souls and lives, so that does make sense. When another non-token creature you control dies, you put a counter on him. If the creature was a cleric, you may draw a card. If you do, you lose 1 life. Oh. See, this is less of a creature and more of an encounter. Well, I do like making creatures like that, so he's kind of the winner so far. Oh, we have another cleric with lifelink. I'm tempted now to use all 3 of these clerics together. I think I might just do that. Malachar Blood Priest. When he enters the battlefield, each opponent loses X life and you gain X life, where X is the number of creatures in your party. A party being a cleric, rogue, warrior, and wizard. Okay, that's fun. Alright, I think I'm going to work with Marauding Blight Priest and Taberax Hope's Demise. Unless somebody else really, really wants to see another one of these cards turned into a Pathfinder 2nd Edition monster. Let me just put these other packs down here. All right. So let's head on over to our website focus. Last week we did Voitagi, the Plague Zombie Samurai. Voitagi from Legend of the Five Rings. He makes people really afraid of him, but he was kind of an assassin slash duelist. So he had some abilities that let him force somebody into a test of courage. And if he won, they got scared, and then he did cool things against fear people and had a fear aura. So very fear-based. Plus he had disease. So he makes people afraid and had a disease. He was pretty brutal, come to think of it. Oh, he's level 5. That's fine for a level 5. There's so many ways to offset disease. Why does my camera make me look like a ghost? I got a new camera, by the way. Well, that was like 4 weeks ago. It still feels new to me. I so rarely get one. Oh, that is... Haha, there we go. All right, that looks smooth. Great. Okay. So let's go to Scryfall, and we will pick up Taberax, Hope's Demise. And stick him in there. Will that work? Yes, it will. Awesome. And we'll also pick up a Marauding Blight Priest. Great. All right. However, this is just going to be one creature, the Blight Priest. I'm going to do this like I did the Centipede, where we're just going to vaguely describe the Blight Priest like we did using one of the NPCs. I don't know which one yet. We're going to figure that out soon. But for now, I want to get rid of Voitagi and put in Taberax, Hope's Demise. Alright, so first thing we got to determine is level. It's hard calling this a creature. I'm at this point tempted to call it an encounter. But no, we're going to stick with creature. Let's look at the NPCs we have real quick. So we'll go to creatures. Go to NPCs. I know there's clerics. There's Acolyte of Nethys, a devotee. That's what they're called, devotees. There's a Priest of Pharasma, a Prophet, a Zealot of Asmodeus is probably kind of what we want. But actually, we're probably going to use the Acolyte of Nethys and just re-fluff it to be Taberax, I guess it is. Oh, let me get rid of that. There we have it. All right, so they have a staff and a crossbow. I'm going to cast Harm, Heal, and Magic Missile. So we're going to have to do some modifications here, but that's okay. I think we're okay with that. So Taberax, Hope's Demise. He will be a... See, that's the hard thing now, is I'm trying to decide, should he be a demon, like the card, or a devil? I'm just going to say demon. Like, they work differently in the setting, but so be it. He's definitely a fiend. Yeah, let's just make him an actual demon. The Plague Doctor is technically a cleric, but that's not what you're going for. Oh, yes, you are right, Script. The Plague Doctor, yes. No, that's not what exact... Maybe it is what I'm going for. Is the Plague Doctor a cleric? Plague Doctor is a healer, level 5. No, that's not exactly what I'm going for. Unless he was a vampire of some kind. Nah. Oops, I lost my devotees. Maybe Anti-Paladin would be good, though. What do we have under villains? Villains. We have Anti-Paladin, Despot, no. Gang Leader, Mastermind. I want, like, a level 2 cleric. There's no, like, level 2 evil clerics. That makes me sad. Mercenaries, Scholars, Magistrates, Courtiers. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Acolyte of Nethys it will be. So if Acolyte of Nethys is level 1, and this is supposed to be a boss, we're going to give him stats of like a level 3, but he's going to be listed as a level... How many does he need? 5 clerics? Let's use the encounter builder. Builder, Pathfinder, 2E. Building encounters. Alright, so... He's going to be a level 3, and they're going to be level 1. So 5 level 1s. I mean, I know it depends on what the party is. 4, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to say it's equivalent to a level 5. That feels about right with the XP budget and character adjustment. Because that would be like 4, 200... That would make it an extreme, so then we need to go up 1, 2. That would make it a moderate again. So yeah, okay, cool. So we're just going to make him say creature 5, but secretly he's going to have the stats of a creature 3. Actually, he's going to have the stats of creature 2, because he gets buffed when he eats these clerics. So let's give him stats of creature 3, and he'll get buffed when he eats the clerics. That works fine, because the clerics are fodder. The clerics are going to be like these level 1 nothings. Actually, going to be weaker than the level 1 nothings. The Acolytes of Nethys will be way stronger than these because they're going to have fewer spells, but we're getting to that later. So, traits. He will be a demon. It just fits the setting. You know, Pathfinder is setting neutral. In fact, I'm going to make him lawful evil just to, like, kind of highlight that demons aren't the same in this setting. Because they really aren't. Cleric is not a type you give like that. So, he will have... Abyssal, not Abyssal, because he's not that kind of a devil. He will have Infernal, Common. Cool, we have languages down. Let's go ahead and give him a base roadmap. Let's make him a... What is he, a brute? He flies. He's more of a... Yeah, he's a soldier. I'm going to give him soldier. He's not casting spells or anything. Alright. So we'll give him soldier there. Let's go ahead and give him... that gives him high... Let's give him a little bit lower on strength. But we're going to increase his charisma. Because he gets followers to die for him. So he's going to have that high charisma. He will have pretty low dex. So let's lower that to make up for that. There we have it. So he doesn't have any real high stats. Which is fine. He's dependent on these bloody sacrifices. Oops. He is dependent on these sacrifices. For hit points, let's go ahead and stick him to moderate. 42. That's fine. Let's give him 45. We need him to survive. He is kind of the boss. Let's just look up. Because I'm basically making him a... usually Abyssal Pact. Usually a Sin ability. You know what? I'm just going to make him Chaotic Evil. I'm just going to make him... I don't want people messaging me with, fiends are chaotic. Let's just give him chaotic. Let's give him abyssal. Let's give him telepathy 100 feet. And common. For weaknesses, let's give him cold, iron, and good. Weakness of 5. So cold, iron 5, good 5. For immunities, they have nothing. Cool. For perception, dark vision. Yep, saves. Let's give him a +1 on his saves against magic. So, +1 status bonus to all saves versus magic. Saves. Let's give him low reflex. Not like low, but a little low. And high fort. No, let's give him a higher will. To make will as high save. So, give him +12 will and +9 fort. Armor class is currently set to extreme. We don't want that. Let's give him high. Let's give him moderate. As he's not very beefy until he gets to eat some of his clerics. For skills, we will have to give him... let's just reset his skills. I should have just reset the whole monster, but whatever. We're fine. Alright, let's give him high diplomacy. Let's give him extreme and high intimidate. Let's give him low acrobatics. I just like listing it. Let's give him moderate athletics. Let's give him high deception. Let's give him high religion, because he casts divine spells. And let's give him... That's good. We're good with that. He has no items. Does he have items? Let me look. Oh, he has a big staff. That's pretty cool. He's only level 3. It shouldn't even be magic. Let's just say staff. Cool. We'll give him staff. That way he'll have a staff attack. I don't even like him having the staff. Like, let's just get rid of that. I mean, I know he has it in the artwork, but look at his other hand is covered in blood. He does not attack with that staff. He definitely just uses that to, I don't know, as a symbol of his authority over his followers. Okay. Hope's Demise. Huh? Alright, let's for speed. Let's give him 25 feet. Fly 25. He has to have flying. It's going to make it a very difficult encounter, but that's why he says 5. At level 5, you can deal with flyers. Alright, for melee, he will have a claw. It will have a +12. Finesse. It will do 1d8 +6. Yeah, I like that. He doesn't have the fist attack anymore. Does he have anything else? No, he does not. He will get lifelink eventually, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Put a counter on him if the creature was a cleric. Okay. Do I want him doing focus spells? And then he could regain his focus every time he eats a cleric? Is that too gimmicky? Usually they have innate spells. Usually they have 5th level dimension door and at will 4th level dimension door. Yeah, no, I don't like the focus thing. That's too much to take care of as a GM. Let's just do sin vulnerability. They have to have a sin vulnerability. So Hope's Demise, the opposite of hope is despair. It's not really a sin, though. Destroying hope is the sin of... The sin of destroying hope. I could just call it the sin of destroying hope, I suppose. Suffering? Oh, suffering. Right. I knew that. I knew that from Madoka. What am I thinking? By the way, Madoka, you might see Cube right over here. There we have it. So I did have a new release, sorta, come out today or yesterday. As part of the 52 and 52, it is the magical companions, magical guides. Essentially your magical guide if you want to become a magical girl or whatever. It's expanded rules for familiars. It lets you It gives you some advice for like different types of familiars that you might have never thought of before and how they fit into a standard fantasy, or in the case of Starfinder, science fantasy setting. Everything from alien to time traveler to the future you sealed in the form of a companion. And then it lets you use custom abilities to add special powers to your companion. It's kind of a build your own familiar, expanded upon, and then options for giving up some of your normal class feats, class features, depending on what system you're in. So kind of a super companion, super familiar book. And it has some crossover with the next release, which should be Magical Girl. Magical Girl Campaign Guide, which I can't wait for that to come out. Because I want to tell all my friends about it, and I've been really good about not telling people about it yet, because it's not out yet. All right. Delete. And that's all part of Owen Casey Stevens' 52 and 52, which is 52 books for 5e, 1e, 2e, and Starfinder. It's still a great deal. I believe there's about 30-something of them out right now. And, we'll get to them. They'll get done when they get done, and they'll be amazing. The ones that are out are already amazing. All right, so let's go ahead and give him I'm going to look up a demon real quick to see how they format Sin Vulnerability. Oh, it's 6:30 already. 7 o'clock is Arcane Mark, so I do not want to cross over with that. So I have a hard end time at 7:50, so people can head over to Arcane Mark because they're so nice letting me post my ads for this podcast all over their Discord. It's so nice. I should just open up. I should get a Discord for this or something, I guess, eventually. I don't know. I don't know what people talk about in a Discord like that, though. That isn't already being talked about in 50 other Pathfinder Discords I'm in. All right, Sin Vulnerability. Not all demons have Sin Vulnerability, you know. Artikrulu don't. First one I clicked on doesn't have a Sin Vulnerability. Okay, Babaus do. Oh, so we called Hope Vulnerability. Okay, that's easy. Hope Vulnerability. Hope. Is Hope have a mechanical leaning from the, man, what is that thing called? From the, Secrets of Magic? It might. Hope usually does regaining hit points, protect against almost any other form of death via damage. Yeah, Hope could just be regaining hit points. Do I want him getting hurt every time somebody regains hit points around him, though? Okay, I gotta do this faster. All right, cool. It's been so long since I've done this. Apologies, everyone. Let's go ahead, and this goes under General. Yes, it does. All right, so, Taberax revels in despair, and when wounds are healed, they recoil in pain. When a creature heals from damage that Taberax dealt on their last turn, the demon takes 4d6, 3d6 mental damage. Taberax can take this mental damage only once per round. So it's exactly like a Babao, actually. Which I'm fine with that. I'm just double checking to make sure there's nothing else in the game with the word hope in it. Settings. Nope. All right. Yep. That works for me. Let me double check languages. Oh, that is not how telepathy is worded in languages. If anyone is watching, you put telepathy after a semicolon. So you'd say, and you don't have to put common either. That's interesting. So you go abyssal. I'm going to put common just in case. Telepathy 100 feet. There we go. Skills, spears, items. I'm not going to give him the staff. All right, cool. We're good. I'll give him the staff. I'm going to give him the staff. He has it in the artwork. He needs another attack. +1 staff. Blah, blah, blah. Melee, strike, staff. This will be his bigger attack, so I'll give it a +1 because it's a +1 weapon. Two-handed. Acolyte of Nethys has a staff. Two-hand D8. Two-hand D8. It does 1d6 plus 5 plus 6. 1d6 plus 6. That makes it 1d8 plus 6. I need to lower the claw damage. There we go. And let's make the claw damage 1d6 plus 5. There we go. That works. All right, cool. We're good now. Taberax. All right, cool. Grievous Strike, Sneak Attack, Rituals, Abyssal Pact. Okay, so let's give him Abyssal Pact. Rituals is an offense. We don't list the actions. We list the DC, which for him I think is 22. Let's see if I'm right. 17? 23. DC 23. First Abyssal Pact. Great. And let's go ahead and do Divine Innate spells. Those also go under there. So, Divine Innate spells. DC 23. Fifth Dimension Door. Fourth Dimension Door at will. Do we want Darkness? He seems like he'd have Darkness. Hope's Demise. That would be Darkness. Nah. Nah. Let's give him a vampiric thing. Spells Pathfinder 2E. All spells. Vampire. Blood. Blood Ward. Blood Vendetta. Cause a creature that attacks you to start bleeding. Nope. Vampiric. Forget it. That's fine. We're good. Rituals. He's only level 5. I don't want to give him too much because I gotta also give him the minion. So let's call this let's just call this Acolytes of Suffering. Acolytes of Hope's Demise. None. Taberax is always... Taberax always keeps at least 5 of his loyal minions in tow. These clerics use the statistics of an acolyte of Nethys. Except except they do not know, they have not prepared, they cannot cast Magic Missile, Heal, Detect Magic, or Read Aura. That'll do it. So each of them could cast Harm once, and they have Cry of Destruction. That works actually really well for them. They cannot cast... Let's just say they cannot cast. They cannot cast spells as Taberax, as they have forsaken their deities in servitude to Taberax. That works. Except they are chaotic evil. And there we go. So they're fallen clerics. That makes a lot more sense. Cool. So fallen clerics of Nethys are following this guy around. That makes so much more sense. Did my chat app die? Oh, there it goes. Cool. No, we're good. All right. So he also need an ability just called Hope's Demise. This will be his 2-action ability. No, it won't. This will be a no action ability. This will be good. This will be a defensive ability, as is Acolytes of Hope's Demise. So, Hope's Demise. When a humanoid... When an intelligent creature... Or is it one you control? Another non-creature you control. Okay. So, when an Acolyte of Taberax is killed, Taberax gets a +1 status bonus to his AC and attacks for 1 minute to a maximum of +3. Should be maximum +3. I mean, the card says +5. What would a +5 look like on this? +5 would give him +18 to hit, which would be beyond extreme for him. Yeah, no, we can't do that. Even +3 is really high. Although they're going to see it, too. Taberax is killed. Taberax becomes visibly stronger, getting... Good. Now, the PCs will get like a hint, like, he's getting buff. We should maybe stop killing these clerics around him and go for him. If 5 acolytes die, when an acolyte of Taberax within 100 feet, that's his telepathy range. When if 5 acolytes die within the same hour, Taberax... Let's make this separate ability. Cool, that's good. Just a minute. Alright, let's call this one Hope Render. This will be an offensive, 1 action, with the attack trait. Actually, no, it doesn't need to have an action. This will be a buff. Cool. So, let's give this... No, it doesn't need a trait. Yeah, necromancy, magic. Sure. Requirements. 5 or more acolytes have been killed within 100 feet of Taberax within the last hour. Effect. Taberax's claw. It'll be a requirement. Trigger. Yeah. Trigger. Taberax deals damage with his claw. Let's make this a reaction. Effect. Taberax gains 10 temporary hit points. Temporary is lowercase. Great. So that's his lifelink. When someone dies, he gets some temporary hit points. If that creature is a cleric, you may draw a card. The only thing I don't have here is the drawing a card and other people losing life whenever he gains hit points. I guess that kind of represents the hope vulnerability. It's the loss of hope. You're losing life over time. Maybe you should do persistent damage. No. Maybe you should just do negative damage when he is healed. But the priest can't heal him. Whenever you gain life, each opponent loses 1 life. Yeah, I'm going to throw that in there. Whenever a cleric... If the creature was a cleric, you may draw a card. If you do, you lose 1 life. I feel like he needs just a little something more. Just a little something more. But that is a lot already. Although he's just kind of a bruiser at this point, which isn't really his card. You may draw a card. If you do, you lose 1 life. I'm just giving him the focus spell, I think. I think I have to give him the focus spell. So let's do... He's not really a cleric, though. Alright, let's do it this way. Under special abilities, under rituals, beneath rituals, so you know it's still a spell. I will call this, no, beneath innate spells. Yeah, I will call this Fiend Domain Spells. Let's see, 1 focus point first, and then we go setting, domains, deities, demon lords, destruction, magic, no, indulgence. Ooh, there we have it. What is the first level indulgence spell? Overstuff. You target somebody. No, that's not what we want. Destruction is cry destruction. That one's pretty good. Pretty good. Tyranny is really good for him, right? Touch of obedience. Ooh. Yeah, I like that one. Okay, we're gonna go with that. Target is stupefied. So maybe tyranny. I'm just going through really quick, see if there's any better ones here. Destruction, fire, sun, cold, might. Athletic rush. No. Zeal's really good, but it doesn't really fit Hope's Demise. Hope's Demise is sorrow. Lament. Ooh, there we have it. Yeah, he's going to get lament. So let's do lament. And we're going to throw in Hope Render. Taberax gains 1 temporary hit points and regains 1 focus point. There we have it. Actually, let's do it on Hope's Demise. If the Acolyte was a fallen cleric or champion, Taberax regains 1 focus point. Cool. There we have it. We got Taberax. He can make somebody really sad, but that costs a focus point. But if one of his acolytes dies, he could regain it, which I don't think is too bad because Lament is not that amazing. I should probably put what level it is, though. It's normally a focus 1. This says he's a creature 5, which would mean 3d8 damage. And how do they do it on the Acolyte? Oh, they say first level. Let's make it a second level to 2d8. Second. Cool. There we have it. We have ourselves a Taberax. I like it. All right, cool. Thank you for showing up, everyone. I had fun. I'll advertise this more frequently in the future. Make sure to check us by on Friday. I will be doing a full review of all the amazing stuff coming up on Pathfinder Infinite, including Queer Finder. We're going to go back over... No, I think it'll just be Queer Finder next week on Friday. So yeah, it'll be that. There will also be an announcement for a new product that I'm working on that will be released on Friday. Until then, have yourself a great week. Remember, you got plenty of hero points, and try not to roll any ones. Thank you, and have a great week.